The Blitz was a dark and terrifying chapter in World War II. It began on the 7th of September 1940. That night, the skies over London filled with German bombers. For 57 consecutive nights, bombs rained down on the British capital. The word Blitz comes from the German word Blitzkrieg, meaning lightning war. The attacks were sudden, intense and devastating. The Blitz wasn't just about London, though. It targeted many British cities like Coventry, Birmingham and Liverpool. The bombing campaign lasted until May 1941. For 8 months, British civilians lived under constant threat. Night after night, air raid sirens wailed. People rushed to shelters, not knowing if they'd have homes to return to. Hitler wanted to crush British morale, thinking bombing cities would force Britain to surrender. The Luftwaffe, Germany's air force, led the assault, dropping thousands of tons of bombs. Incendiaries started fires, and high explosives destroyed buildings. The destruction was immense, but the Blitz failed in its main aim. The British people didn't break, they came together. They showed remarkable courage and resilience. The phrase "keep calm and carry on" became a reality. The Blitz became a symbol of British determination, showing the world that Britain would not be beaten. The Blitz was more than just random destruction. It was a key part of Hitler's war strategy. Germany had conquered much of Europe, but Britain stood alone, defiant. Hitler needed to knock Britain out of the war and planned to invade. But first, he had to weaken Britain's defences. The Blitz was meant to do just that. The main targets were strategic ports, factories, power stations and transport hubs. The aim was to cripple Britain's ability to fight. By destroying industry and infrastructure, Germany hoped to win the war. But there was another goal too, breaking the spirit of the British people. German leaders believed that sustained bombing would cause panic and a collapse of morale. If the British people lost heart, they might pressure their government to surrender. This psychological aspect of the Blitz was crucial. It wasn't just about physical destruction, it was about crushing the will to resist. However, the strategy had flaws. Bombing wasn't very accurate in those days, and many bombs missed their targets. Instead of weakening resolve, this often strengthened it. People became angry, not fearful. The Blitz united the British population against a common enemy, creating a spirit of defiance that Hitler hadn't expected. London bore the brunt of the Blitz. It was the largest city in Britain and the seat of government. For the Germans, it was the prime target. The first major raid on London came on the 7th of September 1940. That night, 348 German bombers attacked. They dropped 625 tons of high explosives and 900 tons of incendiaries. The East End of London was hit hard, with docks and warehouses burning. For the next 57 nights, London was bombed continuously. The attacks usually began after dark. Air raid sirens would sound, warning people to take shelter. Searchlights swept the sky looking for enemy planes. Anti-aircraft guns fired, trying to bring down the bombers. The noise was deafening, and the sight of burning buildings lit up the night sky. Some parts of London suffered more than others. The East End, with its docks and working-class neighbourhoods, was heavily hit. Famous landmarks were damaged, including Buckingham Palace and the Houses of Parliament. But one building became a symbol of resistance, St. Paul's Cathedral. Its dome, visible through the smoke, became an icon of British resilience. The people of London showed incredible courage. Many stayed in the city despite the danger, sleeping in underground stations for safety. The phrase "London can take," it summed up the city's determined spirit in the face of relentless attacks. While London was the main target, the Blitz affected many other British cities. Coastal towns like Portsmouth and Southampton suffered early on. They were important naval bases. Inland, industrial cities became targets. Birmingham, with its factories, was bombed heavily. Liverpool, a key port, also faced severe attacks. No major city was spared. One of the most devastating raids happened in Coventry. On the night of the 14th of November 1940, the Luftwaffe unleashed Operation Moonlight Sonata. For 10 hours, bombs rained down on the city. The destruction was almost total and Coventry Cathedral was left in ruins. Hundreds died, and the word Coventry entered the German language, meaning to destroy a city completely. Other cities faced similar ordeals. In December 1940, Sheffield's steelworks were targeted, and the city centre was devastated. Manchester suffered a two-night blitz just before Christmas. Glasgow, Britain's second largest city, was hit hard in March 1941. Bristol, with its aircraft factories, faced repeated attacks. Each city had its own story of destruction and resilience. The spread of the Blitz across Britain had a profound effect, making the war real for millions of people. This shared experience united the country, and a sense of national solidarity grew. The Blitz changed daily life for millions of British people. Air raid sirens signalled people to seek shelter quickly. Many homes had Anderson shelters in their gardens. Public shelters and underground stations were popular refuges. Blackouts were strictly enforced to make it harder for German bombers to find targets. Despite the danger, people tried to carry on with normal life. The phrase "business as usual" became a motto, showing determination. The Blitz spirit described the determination to carry on, no matter what. The Blitz exacted a heavy toll on the British population. Over 43,000 civilians lost their lives. The destruction of homes led to widespread displacement. Many were evacuated, with children sent to safer rural areas. The psychological impact was profound, with many developing PTSD, yet amidst the suffering there were stories of incredible bravery. The resilience of the British people under bombardment became legendary. The Blitz tested the British people like never before, but it also revealed their extraordinary resilience. In the face of nightly bombing, people refused to give in to fear. They developed a stoic attitude, and the phrase "Blitz spirit" was born. It described the determination to carry on, no matter what. This spirit became a source of national pride. Humour played a crucial role in maintaining morale, with British wit coming to the fore. People made jokes about their situations, and dark humour helped to cope with the grim reality. Cartoons in newspapers poked fun at Hitler and the Nazis. Music halls performed comedy sketches about air raids. This ability to laugh in the face of danger was a powerful weapon against fear. The royal family played an important part in boosting morale. King George VI and Queen Elizabeth refused to leave London. They visited bombed areas regularly. The Queen famously said she was glad Buckingham Palace had been bombed. It made her feel she could look the East End in the face. This show of solidarity was deeply appreciated by the public. Community spirit flourished during the Blitz. Neighbours who had barely spoken before now depended on each other. In adversity, people found strength in unity. The Blitz has left an indelible mark on British culture and collective memory. It has been the subject of countless books, films and TV shows. Songs like "We'll Meet Again" by Vera Lynn capture the mood of the time. The image of people singing in air raid shelters has become iconic. The ruins of Coventry Cathedral stand as a powerful symbol. The term "Blitz spirit" is still used to describe community responses to crises. The Blitz holds a unique place in World War II history. It was the first sustained bombing campaign against a civilian population. It changed the nature of modern warfare. No longer were battles confined to distant fronts. Now, entire cities could become battlefields. This shift had profound implications for future conflicts. It raised difficult moral questions about targeting civilians. For Britain, the Blitz became a defining national experience. It united the country in a way few events have. Class barriers broke down as people faced a common threat. The shared hardship created a sense of national purpose. This unity would help sustain Britain through the rest of the war. It also influenced post-war politics. The spirit of collectivism born in the Blitz helped pave the way for the welfare state. The failure of the Blitz to break British morale had strategic consequences. It showed that bombing alone couldn't win a war. This lesson influenced later Allied bombing campaigns. The resilience of the British people under bombardment became legendary. It boosted Britain's international standing and bolstered its wartime alliances. Today, the Blitz serves as a powerful reminder of the costs of war and the strength of the human spirit.